on this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to recreate a look that is 100% inspired by Freakmo. She has an insane special effects channel where she actually really knows what she's doing and knows what she's talking about. Like, if you want to really get into special effects or you're already into it but you want some ideas, you should check her out. The link will be down below. This is inspired off of her bottled face makeup tutorial. She said that she saw a picture on Reddit and that's what it was inspired off of. So this is a little bit different though from her tutorial because I'm using face paint to do this. It's the main makeup that I'm using for this look. This is a part of my special effects series where I create special effects looks without using products that are typically found when you create special effects makeup. So I started this series to see what kind of looks I can create with face paint and see how far I could take my face paint without using those type of products. And on top of that, maybe there's some people out there like me who just their face doesn't react well or their skin doesn't react well to that type of makeup. So it's a different alternative rather than using that type of makeup. So please make sure you check out Kiana's channel and her Instagram. I will link it down below. Thanks, Kiana, for the inspiration behind this look. So if you want to know how you can recreate this look, keep on watching.
I started the look off by breaking a makeup pencil. This usually sucks. It happens to me all the time every time I try to use an eyeliner pencil. But anyways, you're really going to use a flesh toned eyeliner pencil to start drawing on the shape of the wound. You want to do this so you have an idea of where you're going to be placing the face paint. I just referenced Kiana's picture to get the shape down, and you want to make sure the shape goes down towards your mouth because it's supposed to be a slice, a wound that's near the mouth. Now you'll be using a red paint to start outlining some of the wound, not all of it. If you use the same color to outline the entire wound, there would be no dimension to it. You also use that color to start painting on where your gums would be. It's not your actual gums because if your skin were to rip there, just kind of rip, not totally fall off, you won't see the gums. But just kind of think of it as gums. Okay, anyways, you'll also be using this color to start painting the texture that is in the flesh. So basically a bunch of scribbled lines and lopsided circles. This red that you use, you want to make sure it isn't too vibrant of a red. So to dull down my red paint, I mix it with Wolfe's Ivory paint, which is a skin toned paint. It will help dull your red paint. So if you don't have Wolfe's Ivory paint, you can use a paint that is a skin tone color. If you don't have a skin tone color, maybe a brown. If the brown makes it too dark, you can mix together a brown and yellow paint to create a more skin toned color and then mix that together with your red paint. You just don't want to use a very vibrant red color, like I said, because it would just be too much. Now you're going to use a very light pink paint to start filling in the wound here and there, not everywhere. Again, when you're creating these type of looks, these FX looks where you need a lot of realistic red tones, you don't want to use anything too vibrant, not anything that is too red and nothing that is too pink and nothing that is too orange. So to create my pink color, I just mixed together white and pink and created the very, very light pink color. Then I mix my pink paint with my ivory color, which is the skin tone color, and I create a new type of pink tone that I start to fill in more of the wound with, especially the outer edges of the wound, and just kind of blending it toward the inside of the wound. Then start using another light pink color paint to start filling in the flesh part of the wound, that is the skin that is being flapped down on the bottom part of your face, if that makes sense. This look is a little bit hard to explain just because you're going to be using so many tones of red and pink, and you're basically scribbling on your face. It's not meant to be perfect, you want all those lines that are kind of going every which way. Next, you're going to use a paint that is a blood red color. All the products I've used will be listed down below because there's a paint that I actually use that is called, I think it's called Blood Red. Anyways, and I'm pretty sure it's by Kryolan. But anywho, you're going to use that to start outlining the outer edges of the wound. This is going to create that depth that you need to make it look like the skin is starting to flap out. And then you're going to also use that color to fill the inside of the wound. And the top outer edge of the wound. The reason you want these areas to be the darkest is because that's what's going to add the depth that you need, and that's what's going to make it look like this wound is deeper than it actually is. Think of it kind of like as a cave. When you're staring at a cave during the day, the lighter area of the cave is just like the outer edge of it, and then when you look at the center of a cave, it's dark, and that's because it's deeper. That's exactly what you're trying to achieve with this look. If you apply the darkest color just along the edge of the wound, just the outer corners of it, it's not going to create that depth you need in the center of it. In the center of it, you can start using that paint to paint some dripping blood, but not too much, because like I said, if you do that, it's just going to take away from all the depth that you're trying to achieve. Now you can go in with a more true red color, so just like your red face paint, and use it to just add some shading here and there around the wound. Not too much. You don't want to use too much of it because it will just end up looking just like red ketchup on your face. Anyways, then you're going to take a highlighting color. For me, I just used Ivory from Wolfe. I didn't mix anything with it, and you use that to highlight around the wound, and this is going to help the skin around the wound look a little bit more raised, so then you can end up shading around the wound to make the skin look like it's flapping. You can even highlight here and there inside of the wound with that highlight color. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to mix together a skin tone color that is darker than your skin tone, just like a few shades darker, and you use that to outline around the highlight you did around the wound. And I know I keep saying wound, sorry, but that's all I could refer to this as. And this is going to start helping to give the illusion that the skin was cut around this area. Make sure the skin that is on the outer edge of the wound is really dark. Well, not really dark, but you use that paint in that area because the bottom portion of the wound, you want it to look like it's skin that is flapping. So you want to shade right behind it to make it look like there is a shadow that's being casted under it. Then going to want to use a powder makeup that is similar to that face paint color to start shading around the skin and to help blend it out, because face paint is really hard to just blend out seamlessly, so you're going to use a powder to do this. The powder I'm using is a contour powder, and it's just like a grayish brown tone. You can use an eyeshadow, you can use a contour powder like I did, you can use bronzer or a foundation, a powder foundation, whatever you prefer you can use. Now you're going to use fake blood and you're going to start applying that to the wound. Now the outer edges of the wound, I used a thick blood. The thick blood is going to help the skin in that area look a little bit more raised just because it doesn't lie flat like a face paint does. So I just use that on the outer edges of the wound, and then to the center of the wound and around my mouth I use a vampire blood, just like the cheap fake blood you get around not Valentine's Day. Who the heck gets that for Valentine's Day? But anywho, no, the stuff that you get around Halloween. Just like a lot of the color paints that we used, we just applied here and there. You do the same with the blood. You don't apply it everywhere, otherwise you're just going to end up covering all the painting you did. So that would just wouldn't make any sense at all. And you want to make sure you apply a good amount of the paint to the center of the wound, because if you really cut yourself like that, a lot of the blood is going to be coming from that area. So please make sure you check out Kiana. I'm going to have her link down below, but that's pretty much it for the tutorial. I hope you guys were able to kind of understand what I'm saying. It's easier to recreate a look when you see it being done, so even if you don't understand exactly what I'm trying to tell you guys, hopefully the footage helps you get an idea of what you're supposed to do. It's just kind of a hard look to explain. Use lots of tones of red and light pink and flesh toned colors, and then lots of fake blood. And remember, you want the center of the wound to be darkest and then the outer corner of it, so it creates that depth. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Please give it a thumbs up if you like it, and make sure you subscribe to my new YouTube channel. I'm going to be uploading a bunch of comic book and video game makeup tutorials on that channel. The link will be down below. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye. Plants from Mario out of perler beads. I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.